Thank you to iRestore for sponsoring today's video.
Founded in 2003, iRestore is the leader in non-invasive, drug-free, restorative hair growth. Hair loss can affect men and women of all ages. iRestore is the only device on the market that combines 282 medical-grade lasers and LEDs to provide the correct light output and power level to stimulate hair follicles. This FDA-cleared, clinically proven device is non-invasive, hands-free, and easy to use. Similar to how plants absorb nutrients from water, the light energy from iRestore is absorbed by the hair follicles. This promotes cellular activity and helps distribute blood and nutrients to promote hair regrowth.
Using it 3 times a week for 25 minutes, you'll see results in as little as 3 months.
Results may vary, but I love that iRestore stands behind their product with a risk-free 12-month money-back guarantee.
Check out the link below to learn more about the laser devices. For a limited time, you can save hundreds and receive a free gift with any device purchased by using our code REDPOPPYRANCH.
It is officially cold weather, and our water tanks are down to, our water tank actually this time of year is down to about probably 20%. It says 31%, but it's not quite calibrated right. And I got to get that roof done. This is going to probably be the only day with decent weather where I'm not fighting the snow. It's just cold, but actually when the sun comes out, it's not that bad. So it's a high of, I think, 15 or 16 degrees today. Should get below 0 tonight. Last night it was right around 8 or 10 degrees for a low. So I'm gonna run down real quick and see if I can't get the new generator fired up and get water pumping up to the water tank, and then I'm gonna get on that roof. So the last time that I tried to start this little generator, since I converted it to propane, it was really hard to start. And I think that's kind of a I'm gonna try something a little different today, see if it starts faster. You gotta be kidding me.
I got nothing to worry about. by my side. I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side. I looked out and I saw the rain. I wanted it to go away. I felt the weight of it all come down. I braced from the deafening sound, but you were there, holding my hand. You were there, holding my hand. Got nothing to worry about when you're by my side. I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side. I bled from the wound for at least a year. Clean myself up. I reached out for the bottom rung. You hoisted me up. You were there, holding my hand. You were there, holding my hand, holding my hand.
That was not how I planned on spending the first 2 hours of my morning, but the generator's up and going, water's pumping. I went ahead and filled the tank all the way full of gasoline. I got that handle fixed. I'm going to reach out to the manufacturer of that propane conversion kit and see if there's anything else that I can do to make it easy to start. But this has happened the last 2 times I went to start it. Well, the handle didn't break last time, but when I was looking for a kit to convert that generator, 2 different companies came up. But I noticed that the difference between the 2 conversions is one had a shutoff valve between the gas tank and the carburetor, and that led me to believe that you would start it on gasoline and then switch over, shut that valve off and open the propane. The last 3 times that I've tried to start it with that propane conversion kit, I'm constantly having to adjust basically the needle and seat that allows the propane, the little valve that allows the propane through. And if it's that much effort to get started on propane, it's not likely that Cedar's going to be able to handle that if I'm not here, or even my oldest son, Rhett. And so I'm going to have to find out if I need to get that little shutoff valve to go between the fuel tank so you would start it. I don't know why, but it seems like this is the knock when you take a gasoline generator and convert it to propane. They're just hard to get started. So I'll figure it out, because the difference is it'll run for probably 6 hours on a tank of fuel. When the propane's hooked up to it, it'll run for until the propane runs out. So it could run for 2 or 3 days, or probably even longer than that. And so I really want to get the propane thing figured out. Plus, propane stores a long, long time, indefinitely. But it needs to be easier to start than that. With gasoline in that little generator, it fires right up. So. This time of year, there seems to be a delicate balance of proper clothing combined with moving around and staying busy when the temperatures are getting very low and even approaching 0. The coldest I've ever been in my life was when I was about 18 years old. I've talked about my experience a number of times when I spent 3 months in the high deserts of Arizona in a wilderness survival program starting November 2nd, and I came home at the end of January. While we were hiking around in this wilderness survival program, we tried to stay below the snow line, but every once in a while we had to fight the high desert cold and deal with a little bit of snow. I had a World War II era down sleeping bag that came with a waterproof canvas covering. And ultimately, this is what I had to stay warm on those cold winter nights. I would often snuggle up around a fire if that was an option, but many mornings during that time, I would wake up with very, very cold feet. Naturally, after that experience, I tried to keep the cold feet to a minimum. But on a day like today, if you stand still too long, or if you take the gloves off for too long, it's the hands and the feet that definitely pay the price first. I could very easily talk myself into staying inside on a day like today, but the simple fact remains that there are outside projects left to be finished, especially around the backup generator. We need to get that generator online as soon as we can. If I keep moving and keep walking around, the feet seem to do okay. But if I want to make sure my wife is alive, all I have to do is quietly slide my foot over onto her side of the bed. And when my foot might touch her leg, her reaction is a friendly reminder that my feet are a long way from my heart. After returning home from that wilderness survival experience, it definitely changed my perspective. I can remember driving my dad's old truck down one of the main roads in our town, and I couldn't figure out why everybody was in such a hurry. I applied for a job with the Forest Service at that time. If I remember correctly, the job required that I would hike back into very remote parts of the Arizona wilderness in search of the infamous spotted owl. But my mother sent that application for that job that I wanted so desperately to the wrong place. A few weeks later, I started dating a girl named Cedar. Had I gotten that job, my life could be dramatically different. Nature is a powerful drug, but a beautiful young lady that seems to wink at you in just the right way is an even stronger drug. I've been struggling with that addiction for 25 years. For Christmas, I got some upgrades for Cedar's Jeep Wrangler Eco Diesel. First being the bumpers. Well, now that Cedar is officially part of the Jeep Wrangler wave your hand a special way, leave a duck on some stranger's Jeep club, we're taking baby steps to modify her Jeep Wrangler so she'll properly fit into this club. We will likely do a 2-inch lift in the near future, and again we'll put my favorite BFG KM3 tires on the Jeep as well. We will then put a 10,000-pound winch on her new winch bumper, so that if she gets in a situation where she needs a winch, she'll have one. A couple of weeks back when Rhett rolled his truck, I didn't have my truck that would have the normal winch, which would have allowed us to likely get that job done much easier than how we did it. By the way, this is the first year that I did not struggle in the least on purchasing my wife the proper Christmas presents. Thus far, our relationship with the Eco Diesel Jeep has been perfect. Cedar has driven the Jeep to Arizona a couple of different times, and if anything, we're probably putting more miles on it than we should. But what's the point, I suppose? I told Cedar, these are just things. It'll get worn out someday like everything else. The Jeep averages well over 20 miles the gallon, usually north of 27 if Cedar's driving, maybe a touch lower if I'm driving, and it's a lot of fun to run around in. I follow a few forums around this particular body style of Jeep, and especially the Eco Diesels. And for the first time in my life, I recognized what proper marketing over many, many years does for a brand like Jeep. I knew people were into Jeeps, but I really didn't understand the generational culture they've created around the iconic 4x4 Jeep Wrangler. It seems that very often when someone runs out and buys a new Jeep Wrangler, they must take the doors off, and then shortly thereafter the top comes off. Next step is to find the nearest trail so you can tell your friends down at the office that you went four-wheeling over the weekend. The next step after that usually involves the Jeep being on its lid. So for this reason, I've been hesitant to do any modifications to Cedar's Jeep, because to me personally it looks great the way it is. But Cedar has watched me modify every vehicle I have ever brought home over the last 23 years, so the least I could do is give her something that she loves to drive. On our next video, if all goes well, I'm going to have that back roof framed up and maybe even dried in, and then I can get that generator hooked up and online.